where it acts like a real game. They game plan. You can see them test the quarterback. You won't get any of the Giants' skill guys as far as Barkley and Beckham. They won't play. From that standpoint, it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. But you'll see all the starters there for at least a half, maybe even into the third quarter. So from that standpoint, it'll be interesting tonight. The Yankees open up a series against the Orioles. The Orioles are one of the reasons. Orioles and Tampa are the reasons that the Yankees are having the problems they're having this year as far as chasing the Red Sox, because they've struggled against an Oriole team that, believe it or not, has 90 losses this year. It has been just a miserable, miserable season. Tonight, CC against Cobb. That is the matchup this evening. The Red Sox will be hosting. They're actually down playing the Rays this evening. They right now have a very comfortable lead, 9.5 games over the Yankees right now. The Yankees very solid. They have an 8-game lead, 9 in the loss column in the wild card hunt from the second wild card. As far as the first wild card, they have a 5-game lead in the loss column to play that wild card game at Yankee Stadium. The Red Sox with the Rays, the Yankees, of course, with the Orioles. And let's see, the Reds and Cubbies are playing this afternoon. The Cubbies shut out the Reds yesterday. Right now it's 1-1 in the 8th inning right now. 1-1 this afternoon at Wrigley in today's game. The Reds, they've been hit or miss here. They've had their days. The Mets and the Nationals tonight. Who would have thought you'd see the Nationals giving up the ghost as early as they have this year? But tonight it's someone. Now, interestingly, Gio Gonzalez has not pitched well, but he always pitches well at Citi Field, so we'll see how he does this evening. He has not had a good year this year, nor have the Nationals. Gonzalez against Vargas as the Mets open up a 3-game set against the Nationals this weekend. And out west, you have the Cardinals taking on the Rockies, which is interesting because that wild card in the National League's crazy. The Astros are playing the Angels, and you have the A's playing the Twins. So that's where they are this weekend. So from that standpoint, the National League wild card race is going to be just a crazy fight to the finish. You have, in the National League, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams within 3 games of the lead, and just 3 back in the loss column. You have 4 teams within 1 game. St. Louis, Colorado, Milwaukee, and Philly. 2 of them have 57 losses. 2 of them have 58 losses. Right now, the division leaders are Atlanta, Chicago, and Arizona. St. Louis and Colorado have the slightest of leads, not even really. The Cardinals have a half-game lead in the wild card. Colorado and Milwaukee are tied, a half game ahead of Philadelphia. The Dodgers only 3.5 back. Washington's out of it, although they're still 500, only 6.5 back in the wild card. They still have to deem themselves out of it. But right now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams legitimately fighting tooth and nail for those 2 slots in the wild card. And even the National League races are, competitive. As you have Atlanta with a 3-game lead over Philly, the Cubbies with a 3-game lead over St. Louis, 3.5 over Milwaukee, and the Arizona Diamondbacks with just a 1-game lead over Colorado, 4-game lead over the Dodgers. In the American League, obviously, it's a very different story, where the Red Sox lead by 9.5, the Indians lead by 12, and Houston has the 1.5-game lead over Oakland, which has had a very, very good season. Houston has struggled mightily. They've been hurt. To be fair to Houston, they're still a very, very dangerous team, as are the Indians. I think the Indians could be an incredibly tough team to beat for everybody. And if you put a gun to my head, I would take the Indians right now in the American League over the Yankees or Boston, because the Yankees have injuries, Boston has Sale injured, and I think Cleveland's getting healthy at the right time. Miller's coming back. Last year, everything went wrong for them at the right, and this year, everything might break right. And the National League, it is wide open as far as that's concerned. As we said, the Jets and the Giants tonight coming your way with an interesting game. I have to say that I'm at least interested in that game tonight. 7:30 start. The Jets are a 2.5-point favorite as they take on the Gents. Both teams have won one and lost one so far in the preseason, so that's where we are. And this is the only preseason games to pay attention to. Week 4, as you know, nobody plays in those. Back after this.